Welcome back to the Nerdcore number 420.
Puff pass.
Yup. Bow, bow, bow. Yup, that good old puff pass, bro.
How many podcasts can say they got to 420?
How many can they say? Yeah.
I don't even think Snoop Dogg's podcast is at 420.
Yeah. I think Geek History Lesson is like almost at 400, I remember. But
they started before us though, right?
Yeah, we just podcast a lot, bro. And ours doesn't take as much research and extensive,
ours is more like, I know this little much to be dangerous.
Yeah, ours is basically like, hey, okay, this is the movie? Cool. Beyond.
Yeah, we are for the nerds who just like want the tip of the iceberg. They don't want to go any deeper. They just want that surface knowledge.
Yeah. To be fair, also, what's it called? If we were on our regular, grind of the news, theme review, and Saturday morning review, shit that we would on, we would have hit 420 a while ago.
True.
Yeah.
True. The past 2 years have been kind of fuckered.
Yeah. Well, there's not much news going on. There's not much of a box office. It happens, but I love that Dixie's like, okay, so what? Y'all made it to 420. Fuck y'all.
Yeah, Dixie's excited. Excited about Godfather Part II.
As always, the podcast talks that nerd shit. Reason Movies talks that nerd shit. As always, is the Nerd kind of here to host the show. Still a little bit under the weather. Gabby told me I should try to put myself above the weather. Above the weather or on top of the weather. Ha ha ha. Funny stuff, Gabby.
Knee slap.
Knee slapper right there. Yeah. And being joined by my wonderful co-host, Yoda.
What's up, everybody? Yeah. I am actually not sick. So I'm okay.
All right. The head beard in charge, right? The head beard in charge.
I mean, I'm not shaving again. I am not guaranteeing that ever.
No, it was a one goal that we did, and we did it, and that is
under this beard is no chin. Just say it.
How are you doing today, bro?
I'm doing all right, but Texas Roadhouse has fuckered me over twice.
Yeah, what'd they do this time?
This is not sweet tea. This is
it's unsweet
tea. We bought a whole like, I forget if it's a half gallon. Like you can buy a half gallon of shit, like a sweet tea.
Yeah.
Maybe the unsweet tea. It's like I like unsweet tea. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But when I order sweet tea, I want the fucking sweet tea.
Don't lie to me.
Don't play with my feelings.
Yeah.
Texas Roadhouse.
He's a Southern man. He knows the difference between unsweet and sweet.
No shit. Like
anybody with taste buds knows the difference.
Where's that half pound of sugar in there? God damn it. But they get the pass because those rolls are always amazing.
They're heaven.
Yeah.
What do you get on your steak? Like, I get them, the what's it called? The mushrooms and, grilled onions.
Mushrooms and grilled onions is good. Yeah. I get that. Generally, I like, we haven't really been sitting in restaurants and shit. So
yeah.
I like the grilled chicken Caesar salad. Like,
okay.
That shit slaps. And I don't feel so bad about myself. Because it's like 2 rolls of grilled chicken Caesar salad, and it's like yeah, totally. I did just drink a whole gallon of sweet tea.
Sweet tea, right?
Yeah. I had like a salad.
It's like, hey, I'll have like 2 Big Macs, but make sure you give me the Diet Coke.
You give the Diet Coke, yeah.
What's it called? It's been a while since I've ate Roadhouse. I wanted to eat Roadhouse for my birthday, but when we passed by Roadhouse, we were like, fuck that.
Too many. That's always packed.
Yeah,
like always. And I put this in my Twitter before, and I'm old. Mm-hmm. We know this. It's been said on the show many times. And I remember multiple restaurants that allowed you to throw peanut shells that you ate at your table on the fucking floor. Back in the day, didn't think nothing of it. Yeah. Now I go, what about everybody with a fucking peanut allergy?
Yeah, the peanut allergy.
What were they thinking?
The fucking workers, man. Like
that is unsanitary. Like how do you like get a rating that passes?
Yeah. Also, just like, you know, the workers and being like, possibly them tripping on it or like sliding on it,
Yeah,
like
yeah. There's just
man,
a whole lot of hazard going on.
yeah. Stacy said decided to watch the movie along with you guys. Godfather Part II, the adult film parody, right? My God, Vito is stacked, and when Frito gets whacked, oh
Oh,
God,
Stacey, I think you need to get off the hub, sir.
yeah, I think you need to get off the hub, bro.
Yeah,
You
you
come
you
to me
done got
hard.
deep end.
All right. Well, as always, we would be starting our new month here at the Nerdcore, but we are a little bit unfinished at the moment, so we wanted to go ahead and formally conclude Francis Ford Coppola month by discussing The Godfather Part II today. As we discussed last week, we discussed The Outsiders. Brad, I got some hate for not liking the Outsiders as much as everybody used to like it.
Really?
Yeah, man. Some in my circle, what's it called? Don't like the fact that I don't like it. I know
Wait,
y'all listen.
wait. Is this because they were shown in middle school and they think that's a thing they have to like? I still don't. I'm
Mhm.
still like because again I'm older. They never did that shit to me. I never saw that movie when I was in high
Yeah.
school or middle school. Right, this was the first time I watched it, and just you telling me they showed this to middle schoolers makes me go,
What the fuck?
"The fuck?
Yeah.
And why?" And honestly, great cast. That story lacking though. Let's get real here.
Like fucking like bad, bro. But like, yeah, it's whatever though. Hey, everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
I,
Apparently, I'm not entitled to mine.
although I agree with you on the Outsiders, I did love Chill Zone throwing the hammer down at you because
About what?
that was a subtweet of subtweets of Thor Ragnarok.
Oh,
I'm
fuck
just
off,
saying.
Keon. Fuck off. Yeah, I mean, Keon can go ahead and complain all he wants about that. I'm sorry, Keon. I don't like the movie you really like. It's okay. You're gonna live with it. You'll live with it. You'll wake up tomorrow. Don't worry. You're good. Excuse me, but yeah, um, pretty um, pretty busy day today. I guess I finished some extra credit assignments. I don't think I'm gonna have enough time,
Wait. We gotta put this out there. You only got 9 days left.
bro. 9 days until I'm graduated.
Yeah.
I mean, like, well, we got to see what that final grade for geology is. So,
Man, if you fail geology,
bro,
goddamn.
it's fucking hard, bro. I don't get this shit, bro.
It's fucking rocks, bro.
It's not just rocks. I thought that it was rocks. It's not just rocks.
What else
No.
was it?
Fucking water, fucking plates, fucking volcanoes, earthquakes, and just like a bunch of other shit, bro. It's not just rocks. Somehow there's chemistry involved too,
Oh,
minerals,
shit.
and
You done fucked up.
I hate it, dude. I
Oh,
can't
man, there was
believe it.
math.
Yeah. So, fuck all that. Surely your geology grade is rock hard. Rock solid. Yeah. But,
Thank you, Stacey.
all right. We'll see what's up, y'all. But I'm almost done, and also I have to finish some editing projects, but I don't have my files yet that I need. So I'm kind of just like in limbo right now, not working on anything. Just my extra credit assignment that I did today. But yeah, I'm just still dealing with this like sore throat. So I'm also kind of like fucking done with that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah. By now it'd be like, well, I would like to play some Valorant with Luis, but Luis is suspended for not 100 days, for a month.
What?
Yeah, he's
For
suspended.
Valorant?
Yeah.
For what? That
He got
tells me you
reported.
know. That tells me you know, but you're not going to say anything, which is a good friend thing. So, okay.
Luis is known for getting up from his computer and leaving his post for a good amount of time that would result in him being kicked for inactivity.
Yeah.
Also, what's it called? He has the habit of leaving matches, and that stuff you can get reported. If you get reported enough, and
They
Riot sees it, You get warnings and then you get suspensions.
I mean, I haven't played Valorant, but I've seen Valorant. I'm not really impressed by anything I've seen, and it's
Yeah,
nothing that I would want to touch.
yeah. I mean, it's fun when I play with Luis, but like when I play without Luis, it's like yeah, it's just another shooter, bro.
I'm just going to die a lot.
Yeah,
That's all I get now is I'm just going to die a lot
yeah,
because these kids have been genetically modified just to kick my ass and
yeah,
my old ass reflexes in these games.
yeah. Well, Brad, let's get ready to get into this. What's it called? As always, The Godfather Part II did come out in 1974, so we have to set a spoiler warning for you all. And your spoiler warning is going to be what's it called? I'm sorry. If you don't care about spoilers, you can keep listening. If you do care about spoilers, this is your one and only spoiler warning, and it is in effect in a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, Brad, you're doing me the favor of reading it because my throat hurts.
Of
So
course, sir.
I can't
Coming
really project much right now.
coming from our one and only source that we believe wholeheartedly, Wikipedia. The Godfather Part II is a 1974 American epic crime film produced and directed by Francis Ford Coppola. From the screenplay co-written by Mario Puzo. Let me know if I say any of these names wrong. Starring Al Pacino, Robert Duvall, Diane Keaton, Robert De Niro, Talia Shire, Morgana King, John Cazale, Mariana Hill, and Lee Strasberg. It is the second installment in the Godfather trilogy, partially based on Puzo's 1969 novel, The Godfather. The film is both a sequel and a prequel to The Godfather, presenting parallel dramas. One picks up the 1958 story of Michael Corleone, Pacino, the new dawn of the Corleone family, protecting the family business in the aftermath of an attempt on his life. The prequel covers the journey of his father, Vito Corleone, De Niro, from his Sicilian childhood to the founding of his family enterprise in New York City. Following the success of the first film, Paramount Pictures began developing a follow-up to the film, with much of the same cast and crew returning. Coppola, who was given more creative control over the film, had wanted to make both a sequel and a prequel to the film that would tell the story of the rise of Vito and the fall of Michael. Principal photography began in October 1973 and wrapped up in June 1974. The Godfather Part II premiered in New York City on December 12, 1974, and was released in the United States on December 20th, 1974. Receiving divided reviews from critics, but its reputation, however, improved rapidly and it soon became the subject of critical reevaluation. It grossed between $48 to $88 million worldwide on a $13 million budget. They made this movie for $13 million.
For $13 fucking million.
That's crazy.
I just want to search up real quick. How much did they add to the budget from the first one to the second one? Keep going.
The film was nominated for 11 Academy Awards at the 47th Academy Awards and became the first sequel to win for Best Picture. Its 6 Oscar wins also included Best Director for Coppola, Best Supporting Actor for De Niro, and Best Adapted Screenplay for Coppola and Puzo. Pacino won the BAFTA Award for Best Actor and was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Actor. Some have deemed it superior to The Godfather Part II, and its predecessors remain highly influential films, especially in the gangster genre. Are considered to be amongst the greatest films of all time. In 1997, the American Film Institute ranked it as the 32nd greatest film in American film history, and retained this position 10 years later. It was selected for preservation in the U.S. National Film Registry of the Library of Congress in 1993, being deemed culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. The Godfather Part III, the final installment in the trilogy, was released in 1990, and we're not talking about that.
Wow. The first one had been made for 6 to 7.2 million.
That's crazy in itself. Just the amount of film this is.
I'm also thinking back then, how like that was a lot of money back then too. Like
I mean, yes, it was a lot of money. 13 million in today's numbers is just a huge amount of money, but still. Yeah. You look at this and you're going, 13 million?
Easily.
You made this for 13 million?
You easily could have given this like a $50 million budget. Like 50. Yeah. But Stacy says, spoiler alert, Robert Duvall's character was Mephisto the whole time. Stacy also says, film number 31 in AFI, Shrek 5. The Shrek strikes back.
Shrek is life. Shrek is love. Give
Shrek's
him his
love.
due
Shrek's
credit.
love. Yeah. Um. So there's just so much. What's it called? The things that I just like. As a big fan of the first film, and as like somebody who has like gone on to like watch and listen to several podcasts about these two films, there was just so many things that I had ran into, like fun facts that were just so interested to me. So like, at first, like this movie wasn't gonna get made. Like, we were not gonna get this movie. The only like you said, the only way that Francis Ford Coppola was gonna come back for this movie was if he could make a sequel and a prequel inside of it. They had actually planned for Martin Scorsese to be the one to direct Godfather Part II if Francis Ford Coppola was not going to come back for this film.
So they were running ahead with it anyway.
Yeah.
That's kind of like that's some underhanded shit right there. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And I kind of echo the same thoughts that the people at the Ringer Podcast Network said on the Untouchables, that we kind of got that with The Irishman. I think that The Irishman was Marty's what's it called, Godfather, and I just thought it was so interesting how like they were ready to just hand this off to Marty, and it's like Marty, who at the time, he was barely coming up, like he hadn't made like Taxi Driver yet, he hadn't made like Casino yet, he was barely coming up, and but of course his influence at the time at the new stage of Hollywood, was really
where there was kind of just this one group of directors, like George Lucas was in there, Spielberg, like all of them, they just hung out and made movies.
Yeah, pretty much. I found that to be like so freaking interesting, and like I think part of the reason why I love 2 so much is that it really does feel like a continuation of the story that we have in the first one, whereas Part 3 it just doesn't feel like, it feels like so out of place, and it feels like, like the fact that you don't even have Robert Duvall back in Part 3 just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
And like I feel like Robert Duvall's character is so important, and like we're gonna get into it, and like how the film works, that for him to not even be in Part 3, like the movie should have been postponed until you had the chance to have
he was literally the Don when Michael was gone. Like, how do you not have him in the next movie? Makes no sense.
Yeah.
And he was his lawyer.
Yeah. It's just, it's wild. But Brad, I mean, I'll let you go first before I go like just like hammer fisting, what's it called, sucking this movie all the way off. Yeah. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, bro. I think it's probably one of the prime examples of the sequel being better than the original, and but that doesn't mean that I'm gonna watch this one anytime soon again, because the first one's just highly rewatchable. Like I can go through the first one like nothing. This one though,
I don't know. The first one doesn't seem like as lengthy to me.
Yeah,
that's what I kept getting from this. This one's good. It's like really good to watch. It's like its story flows really well. Going into the past to see Vito's life and then show how Michael's doing, and just kind of transposing those. Coppola did really well in this movie. I just feel like it's really long.
Fucking long as shit, dude.
It's fucking long as shit. I mean, it's good as shit, but it's fucking long as shit, and that's how I feel about Seven Samurai. Like, good as shit.
Yeah.
Fucking long as shit.
Fucking long as shit.
I mean, and who am I to tell which directors, like, especially these directors, like, cut 30 minutes. You'd make me feel better. But I think it's beautifully shot. I think the story is great. I definitely love the Vito scenes with De Niro. And
De
even before
so
that,
good, bro.
Yeah, De Niro's
so fucking good in this movie.
Especially that whole when he's on the roof scene and he's creeping down and he kills the Don. That shit's like, man, you shouldn't give him his job away. Like, he had time for that shit.
Yeah,
he had time to play in that shit. I'm just saying. But even like the kid Vito, and like just him, just going through like, oh, he killed his father, and then he killed his older brother, then he shot his mom, the Don. And then he runs away, and he's like, "I'll get your ass." Don't you worry. It's going to take me a while,
It's
but
gonna take him a while,
we'll
but
get
yeah,
your ass. Which, the Don, and as he said, he was right. The Don was right. He was going to come back and kill him.
yeah.
Um,
The only thing
and
is that he came back to kill him when the man was literally on his deathbed. Like,
yeah,
man was
yeah,
done.
like it took him a while, but he
Yeah,
gutted him. Like,
yeah,
like that whole scene, like that's some up close and personal, like fuck
yeah,
you shit.
yeah,
Um, I really did enjoy the whole. Like, I could have just had a whole prequel movie, and
yeah,
I would have been fucking fine with it.
yeah,
Um, and I do love just the unraveling of Michael's life. Just
yeah,
how Vito really brought this family together. It's just unraveling in Michael's
yeah,
hands. Like, he can't keep anything together. His brother
yeah,
betrays him, has him killed. He doesn't trust his main people. He thinks they're out to get him. His
yeah,
wife literally goes behind his back, has an abortion, um,
yeah,
because she doesn't want him to be in this evil life. And it's just a whole, like, it's a whole thing, man.
yeah,
Like,
dude. Just
and that final scene, and it's a broken man. It's like he's lost it. He's lost everything. Where
and
you showed like Vito, and Vito had his family. His family was the most important thing.
yeah,
Michael doesn't have any of that.
yeah. Michael, when it's just so first of all, yeah, I fucking love this movie. This movie's fucking perfect to me. I think this movie's incredible. That length is long, but like, you know, I watch this every single fucking time that I get the chance to watch this. And I just fall in love with it even more and more. That there's just so much being done here that I think back to the Godfather Part One, how like Kay, literally Kay, like what do I have to really say much about Kay in that first film? Like she's just this woman who is in love with Michael. She what's it called? He leaves her for when he goes to what's it called when he goes to
The war.
Italy.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then what's it called? They come back and he's like, I need a really strong wife. Like I need to have a strong wife to carry the legitimacy of my family and keep kind of what's it called continue the family name. But like you know really she's kind of like a one note character in the first one, but in this second one you get more from Kay. You get more on how like she's this woman who's like had enough of it. She's really done with Michael. She's tired of not being appreciated and not having her family be put in the forefront of what needs to be done, and how this man who swore that the family was everything to him, and he doesn't even have eyes for his own personal family, like the
Yeah.
family that he made with Kay. um, and what's it called, there's just also stuff like we just talked about the beginning. Like I think the film, like there's just so much being done in the film that I think like is genius. Just like the way that society in general, like how different it was for him to move to Nevada compared to him staying in New York. Like, he's in this state where like nobody can say his name correctly, and that bugs him. Like, how like the senator just calls him Carleon.
Yeah,
Carleon.
I mean,
Yeah,
you'd be bugged too if you're giving money to this fuckface and he was
yeah,
butchering your family name.
yeah. Or how like and even then like no, there's just no semblance of the life you had before. The people who are playing at your event, they don't even know how to play those classic Italian songs that you had played at Connie's wedding that you loved. And how like you don't really feel like you kind of belong in this area, but like you're trying to make your best to kind of strengthen your sphere of influence there. And just what's it called? I think that ending. I'm not talking about like the Fredo getting whacked. I'm talking about like the ending of the whole all the kids being together. I think that in of itself sums up everything that these two movies are about. It's like all those kids, being products of their father. In there you see exactly why none of them were fit. Not even Michael. None of them were fit to be Don. Sonny is a hothead.
Frito had pneumonia. He's just dumb.
Fredo, as much as it pains for me to see in that scene where he's like, "You think I'm not worth it? Like I could have done something," and it's like at the same time, Fredo just never had his shit together.
Well, and they show it in this movie. They go to the
Yeah.
prequel. Fredo had pneumonia as a child,
Yeah.
which affected him into adulthood. He didn't have the same like Sonny was a hothead, but I feel like Sonny and Michael probably had some smarts or wits to them.
Well, yeah.
Fredo ain't got none of that.
Yeah. And then you had, of course, Tom Hagen, who has always felt like the outsider of the family, who, as much as everybody around him calls him their brother and they love him, obviously, nobody would have ever, effectively called him the Don because of the fact that he's adopted.
Yeah.
And you have Connie.
He was basically the perfect one to run it. Being
Pretty
a lawyer, being business savvy, he basically took it over when Michael was gone. He was perfect to run that.
And then you have Connie, who has never really kind of had a grip on what she wants because she's always been influenced by the wants and needs of her brothers, and her brothers constantly being the ones to kind of demean her, which led to her being in the place that she is within this movie. And then you have Michael, who has fell onto the constant expectations of his father, and he wants to do what he wants to do, and he doesn't want to be a part of it because we even see that in the beginning in the first film. He doesn't want to be part of this life, but none of them are fit to take on that position, and it always feels like Michael is being shut out of the family to be what they want him to be and not be what he wants to be.
Yeah, and it's very good dynamics they show. Like Vito, they show his childhood and then him becoming Don, like how he goes through all that. Vito lost his family at a young age. What was he, 6 to 8? So he was always looking, I think, for that family. Family was the biggest, most important thing because he had lost them. He lost his mom, his father, and his brother basically in almost the same day.
And he found that in Clemenza as well. He found
it in his friends, and that's what formed the family, basically. Yeah. And it just feels like Michael doesn't know how to keep that together. Michael doesn't know how to trust anyone. And it's sad to say, but his family doesn't make it easy to trust them.
Yeah. And then, we also, in the first film, we have the killing of the 5 families, right? And in a sense, yes, I'm sorry, that was the right decision. Michael had to consolidate power, and he had to do it the way he had to do it. In this one, though, he kills all those people, and that wasn't the right decision. I'm sorry. That was not the right decision. And that is what leads to the downfall of Michael Corleone. And that's why Michael Corleone is in the position that he's in within Godfather Part 3, because he decided to do the same things he did in Godfather Part 1, but he was a different person, a different man in that movie compared to who he was in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The death of Fredo. That's when you knew he was just gone. Michael's gone at that. Well, point. He's literally. You knew it was coming.
The moment he said, "I don't want anything to happen to him while my mom's alive,"
and then the mom dies.
And first of all, I just the mom was also another character in the first one that we never really got anything out of her. She's just the housewife. She's the wife. And, she's a very she was a very important woman to Vito, and I like that we see that within the prequel stuff. But I also just love that scene of when Michael goes to his mom, and just Mom, I'm losing myself, and I don't know what to fucking do. And his mom tries to do what he can to help him, but just Michael's so far gone.
Michael just has this distrust of everyone, and he can't run a family that way.
Fucking Stacy, hold on. He may have lost everything, but Michael still has his Dunkaccino. Dunkaccino. Yeah, let's go. It's about family. That's the message of Godfather 2. The Fredo and the Furio. Jesus. Let's go. I'm back, baby. Hey, Dibs, what's up?
Dibs.
Yeah, but dude, just that him, man. It's just at the they really they think that they've got you, right? But that hug at the funeral,
that was the end.
No, that was the one. That was the hug that said, I'm really sorry for what I'm about to have, what I need to do to you, I'm about to do to you.
That's the thing. I don't think Michael was sorry. I think Michael was just thinking this has to be done. I don't trust you. You're not. He basically said it. You're not my brother anymore. You're no one to me.
Yeah.
If you go to see mom, I want to know beforehand so I'm not there. So
Yeah.
he was basically killing someone he didn't care about at that
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, and just other things, just like fucking beautifully shot. Nino Rota's score is just so amazing in this film, and just how like we kind of transfer, like just the themes that you have within, like the musical themes within the prequel side of the film, but also in the sequel are just fucking great, and the way that they blend in together.
Oh, and
I
we're not going to bring up the Hyman Roth storyline
oh
in this,
yeah,
and Cuba,
oh
and just that whole fucking thing.
yeah,
That was pretty amazing.
that was fucking incredible. Just how they were able to like kind of bring in such a subplot like that, like it was just so interesting, like you seeing all that play out within the movie. And I love how, like, like in a way, like all the things that are going on, like, it's not just even about like that subplot, but just like the effects of that subplot, bro. Like,
Hi, X-Rasia.
hey, Rasia, X-Rasia, how you doing, hope you're doing well. um
I just love that scene where the president comes up to the party and he's like,
yeah,
"Yeah, so I'm not gonna be president anymore.
yeah, I'll see y'all
Y'all
later.
figure it out."
Yeah, I'll figure it out. I love when when they're they think that Hyman Roth had died, and they
Yeah.
really thought. Then they had somebody go in, and yeah, that got fucked up real quick. Like that.
I love how they say this man's been dying of a heart issue for 20 years.
Yeah. But just the effects of that subplot too, like just how it says about the state of the mafia at that time. And it's like how like it was such what's it called? It's heavy with Italian, like what they had to say about the Jews in the movie, just like their constant like what's it called? Problematic stances within the people of the Judaism of Jewish ancestry, man. Like and like how they were like low key, man. There's a lot of racist shit being said in this movie.
I mean, but this is Michael does turn to Hyman Roth
Yeah.
and trust him. He trusts him, but everyone's saying his father like dealt with him, but he never trusted him. He always kept it in the family, and that might have been Michael's first step towards it snowballing out of effect, is just trusting the wrong people.
Yeah, yeah, like I can't remember his name. What's it called? The guy with the voice like this, what's it called? The one who, yeah, like he comes in and he genuinely has a concern that needs to be addressed, like the fact that like Michael is able to give his open arms to these people who to begin with Vito did not trust at all.
That was Frank.
Frank, yeah.
Pintingalli.
Yeah, and then like Frank, who had been very close to Clemenza.
Yeah.
Who was Vito's best friend, and honestly, like what's it called, brother in a sense. How he can't give him, the what's it called, the trust time of day, but he can give these people who Vito didn't even trust to begin with. It's just
and then it's if this was Hyman Roth who like kind of was moving the pieces to get him to distrust Frank with the shooting of the house. There's a lot of moving pieces here that in the background we don't really know who did what.
Yeah.
It seems like Frank was the one who got hot-headed and shot up the house, but you learn more about it and you're like, I don't think Frank would have done that.
No.
Like, I really don't.
No, not at all. I think it gets real, like just like Hyman Roth was moving those pieces, but also like we also think about like that there was a lot of other people that were out for Michael too. Like all the enemies he made with taking out the 5 families, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think this movie is just so fucking incredible, man. I love this movie. I love a lot of what we're doing here, and I think that it's crazy when I find a movie that's better than the original, but it's not as rewatchable as the original.
Yeah, for some reason the first one's more rewatchable.
Dude, yeah, of course, dude. The first one's like one of the greatest movies of all time, bro. Like I look at that movie and I'm just like, I can rewatch that, even though I have it memorized in my head.
I feel like in that one there might have been more action. I'm thinking with the whole death of Sonny. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. If you're watching Godfather Part II review, I'm hoping he watches The Godfather to
Yeah.
know what happened to Sonny and all that shit.
Yeah.
But I really feel like there was a lot more action in that movie, if I remember right. This one, there's like just good scenes and great
Just
shots and setup. Yeah,
love the whole court stuff.
yeah.
I love how like they really thought they had the upper hand on my. And I think throughout this movie, we also get the idea that a lot of people underestimate Michael.
Well,
They somehow like are insulting the man's intelligence. He might make the wrong he makes the wrong decisions, but the man is not dumb. For him to just fly out Frank's brother, not even tell him a word, and have him present there, and Frank in that moment knows I ain't gonna do shit.
Nope.
I ain't gonna talk about anything. They are gonna kill my brother if I don't say
keep
if
my
I say
mouth
something.
shut. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Or the way how like they get the senator right then and there. And the senator's like, I'm out. Like, I can't be here.
Yep.
It's just
like I love Italian Americans. Bye.
Bye. After you were calling them, what's it called? Basically scum of the earth. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get caught in a hotel room with a dead prostitute.
Dead prostitute, yeah. Which, by the way, just that whole scene. Oh man.
And the dude in the bathroom just cleaning off the shit. I'm just like, they fucking got him.
They got him good, bro.
Dead to rats.
Yeah, they got him good. And then just Tom Hagen coming in and just being like, okay, this is what you're gonna have to do. Is the guy just like, we got you, dude. Like, ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. I just really love this film. I constantly go back. I mean, just there's so many parts in this film that just like hit me. Like just at New Year's, the hugging kiss from what's it called? From Fredo and by the way, just that whole scene and how freaking what's it called? That whole scene before it, like when they're at the what's it called? At the whole show. And like Fredo really thinks like, oh yeah, no, Michael doesn't know that I know, like I've been here, like
yeah, he's on the phone. He's like, he's on the phone, like I don't want to talk to you, and you think that's it.
Yeah, and then like he lets it slip. Oh yeah, like blah 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 brought me here a couple of weeks back.
Yeah, and you just see Michael just crying.
Yeah,
and you know Fredo's fucked.
Yeah, Fredo's fucked. Yeah. But Brad, what are you gonna go ahead and give The Godfather Part II? I am sure you gave it a 10. The Godfather Part 1.
First one got, and I'm still going to stick with my 10 for The Godfather. I as you said, it's rewatchable. I think this movie is great.
Fucking long.
It's fucking long, and but what did I give Seven Samurai?
I think you gave it a 10. You said, who am I to deny the man?
So I was thinking 9.5, but nah, it's a 10. It's a fucking 10.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I give it a 10. What's it called? It's fucking perfect. It's amazing to me.
Just watch the first one, second one back to back, and have yourself a good Saturday just sitting on the couch watching movies.
Yeah. Cause we don't talk about Part 3.
Because the Saturday will be done by the time you get done with Part 2.
Yeah, and you'll just think about like, maybe I don't want to talk about number 3 or watch number 3. Like I say, there's honestly, if anybody wants to come to my DMs and ask me for specific scenes you should watch from Part 3, you should watch those. Everything else about Part 3, no.
I mean, I know there's a tier on Patreon, guys, that you can go to patreon.com/thenerdcore. And you can tell us to watch a movie and review a movie, even commentary on a movie. Make it The Godfather Part 3. We'll do it.
Yeah, well, dang, with the machete cut, went with James Moore's first, then Godfather 4, The Rise of Skywalker Part 2, finally. Fuck off, Stacey. One of these days, Dib says one of these days he'll watch it because
it's great, Dibs. Hey, yeah, definitely watch the first The Godfather, and then Godfather Part 2.
Movies.
I mean, you can split them up and everything, but The Godfather is just so memorable that it is like the legit first gangster genre movie that kicked this whole thing off.
Yeah, I mean, you had a lot before it, but like this was the one where it's like
everything else before it's like everything else before it's kind of like noir though.
Yeah. But this one really pops it off. Yeah, but like, I love this movie. And it's one of my favorite movies of all time. I understand why some people like don't like it or think it's overrated. I just think that the first two movies are just so overrated. But like, I love them. I think that they're fantastic. I
Yeah.
think that they're some of the greatest pieces of filmmaking out there. Just everything that he's doing with like lighting and cinematography wise, like wow, like it's just fucking amazing.
Now, what did we say about the gangster genre? I think we said Coppola built
Cop-
the door frame,
or-
built the
Yeah,
frame.
built the door, and Marty knocked it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Marty. Yeah, Brad, have you seen the video of Marty trying to guess feminine products?
No.
You should definitely look that up. One of the best things that's on TikTok.
All right.
Yeah, he looks at a picture of nipple pasties and he goes, "Those are earbuds." Yeah.
Well,
Come on.
well,
You're wasting my time.
should be making movies. Make movies, Al.
All right, man. Either way, it's been a pleasure, y'all. We love y'all. Thank you for the people who are in the chat with us. We got what's it called? We got Divs, bro. Shout out to Divs, a patron of the Nerd Court. Thanks, man.
Thanks,
We appreciate you. Want to thank the patrons because they're the ones who make the show possible and the network possible and everything that we do here. It's possible because of the patrons. So thank you to you all. We want to specifically shout out also our producers and our writers. Our associate producer Sarah. Thank you so much, Sarah, for being wonderful, and we love you so much. Thank you to our executive producer Shane.
You can follow our friend Chin at twitch.tv/XSRK or on Twitter at XSRK_, or go buy something from him at thriftedil.com.
Yeah. Also want to thank our wonderful writers, Brown Rice 96 on everything. And hey, look at this.
Oriana in the chat.
Ori and Nate, man, some more of our wonderful patrons. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us at the end. What's up, guys? We really do appreciate y'all. Thank you all so much for sticking in here, coming in here with us, and our wonderful writers, Brown Rice 96 on everything, and Tony.
Hey, Tony!
At Real Nerdy Dad on Twitter. Want to thank him so much. If you want to become a patron, please go over to www.patreon.com/nerdcore. For $1 a month, you get a lot of really cool stuff. You get movie commentaries. You get what's it called? The episodes early. Right now, if you pledge right now, you have access to the 3 Colors Red episode for Cinema Condition before its Wednesday premiere. And then you just get a bunch of other really cool stuff. You don't just movie commentaries. You get to vote in the polls for what movie we get to do the commentaries on, which will be up very soon.
They get to join us on the commentaries too, right?
And they get to join us on live show. Yeah. Of course, some of the homies in this chat, what's it called?
I mean, they've earned their right to be on.
Yeah, they've earned their right. But like, you get to what's it called? Join us for the commentaries. And what's it called? Those are what's it called? Patrons get to join us, man. So, as always, though, it's been a pleasure being here with you all, and I can't wait to see y'all again on Thursday as we kick off our Sofia Coppola month with the Virgin Suicides.
Woo!
We talked about Daddy. It's time to go on to the daughter. Which you can say right now, the daughter's a way better director than she is a fucking actress. Brad?
I mean, I'm not going to argue with you on that.
Nope. Let's send him out. She's a brilliant director. Not knocking anything, but like homegirl, I'm glad she stopped acting. Yeah.
All right, Ro. Thank you for being host as always. Thank to all those who joined us in chat today. At the very end, Oriana, Nate. Thank you, Dibs. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you, X-Rasia. I think that was it. Was that it? I want to make sure I got everyone. Yep, that was it. So thank you all. Thank you to all our listeners, all our Patreon supporters. We appreciate each and every one of you. And to end this episode, of course, I'm going to say the famous line. I know it was you, Fredo. You broke my heart. Young Yoda out.